is not intended to be a controversial talk. It might be a provocative talk, but not a controversial talk. And my premise for the talk today is that a nexus of megatrends is transforming and shaping our industry like it has never been transformed before. The where, the what, and how of computer industry are changing simultaneously for the first time, and it's never happened before. And it has implications, it has opportunities and challenges for all of us. Now, the where of computing, and obviously I'll talk a little bit about what it means from a data perspective. The where of computing is moving from on-premise to cloud computing, changing the economics of computing from buy to rent. The what of computing is changing from transaction processing using Oracle or SAP applications to interaction processing using social media, changing the purpose of computing. And the how of computing is shifting from desktop computers primarily running Microsoft Office to a variety of mobile devices running 500,000 applications, changing the face of computing. Now, that has huge implications for all of us. From a data perspective, the world of data is changing. By changing the economics of computing, more data will be captured by cloud service providers than ever before. By enabling the next generation of data-centric applications, social media represents enormous volumes of new interaction data. And through location-based and context-aware services, mobile computing represents enormous, unprecedented volumes of device sensor data. Now, that essentially means that the world of data is changing in more dramatic ways than ever before, and there is a lot of confusion. Some of the confusion, of course, is being created by the IT companies themselves by making all kinds of outrageous claims. So what I want to actually talk about is how is the world of data changing, and what are some of the things to keep in mind. Now, the world of data, very simply, is changing in that for the last 40 years, it's been a world of transaction data. But today, we also have interaction data. Now, the world of transaction data, of course, is being, I'll talk a little bit about, and I'll talk a little bit about what the world of interaction, what the opportunities are, and of course, what is the world in terms of data processing technologies. And of course, we all recognize that there are more consumers of information than ever before. So it's a multifaceted challenge, but there are enormous opportunities. And I'm going to actually, I will have some commercials without any logos of Informatica, where I will cite what customers are doing. Of course, some of it is self-serving, but you'll get a sense of what are the ways that customers are using the technologies. Now, the fundamental technology underlying transaction data is, of course, a relational database. It's not a new idea. It's a 40-year-old idea. But over the last 40 years, relational databases have been optimized for two distinct purposes: transaction processing, optimized for transaction processing, and specialized for analytic processing. The transaction processing market, of course, has been dominated by Oracle and IBM, whereas the analytic databases, the innovations, there are so many different types of databases out there. And my own contention is, when it comes to analytics, one size will never fit all, despite the claims of a variety of vendors. Now, let me remind some of you have lived through it, so some of it is not news to you in terms of what has caused a lot of innovation, what has created a lot of value. Now, when it comes to OLTP databases, and the reason why the worlds will continue to be somewhat different, is OLTP databases have been optimized primarily to cost-effectively capture more data in less time. And the optimization that many of you are very familiar with are both in the hardware layer as well as in the database layer. And there have been some breakthrough innovations at the hardware level, whether it's Moore's Law, SMP, grid technology that has allowed for dramatic improvements in price performance. I actually joined Oracle in 1982. So I have lived through that journey in terms of 5 orders of magnitude price performance improvement. And of course, on the database layer, there were many innovations that went in terms of very smart query optimizers to grid technology. So clearly, a lot has happened through innovation. Now, when it comes to analytics, the optimizations have been very different. When it comes to analytics, it has all been about how do you cost-effectively deliver analysis in less time. Now, arguably, more data translates into better analysis. Now, the innovations that have gone on, whether it's in the storage layer, or whether it's in the hardware layer, or whether it's in the database, have had even more dramatic impact. 6 orders of magnitude, 1,000,000 times better price performance. And many of the innovations over here, I am certain you're all